Last night I sat alone in a quiet room and asked myself a question that shook me to the core. Where did it all go? The years, the strength, the chances I thought I'd always have. I turned 77 and the truth hit me harder than ever before. Most people don't lose their lives all at once. They lose them slowly, in distractions, excuses, delays and habits they swore they'd change someday. And by the time they finally wake up, the best years are already gone. So listen to me carefully. What I'm about to tell you may sting, but it may also save you. Because I've taken 77 years of mistakes, pain, victories, failure, regret, discipline, love and loss, and I've boiled it all down into 12 brutal lessons. If you truly hear them, you may save yourself decades of suffering. If you ignore them, one day you may find yourself sitting exactly where I am now, wondering how life moved so fast. Lesson 1. Nobody is coming to save you. This is the first truth. And for most people, it's the hardest one to accept. Nobody is coming. Not your parents, not the government, not your boss, not luck, not some magical break that suddenly fixes your life. We grow up believing there's always a rescue on the way, that somehow, some way, life will sort itself out. But life doesn't work like that. If your life is in chaos, you have to face it. If you're broke, you have to own it. If your health is falling apart, you have to deal with it. If your dreams are dying, you have to ask yourself why. That's not cruelty, that's power. Because the moment you stop waiting for someone else to change your life is the exact moment your life can finally begin to change. A lot of people stay stuck because blaming feels better than responsibility. Blaming gives you an excuse. Responsibility gives you work. And most people would rather protect their excuses than build a better future. But the day you say, this is my mess and I will clean it up, you become dangerous in the best possible way. You stop being a victim of your story. You become the author of it. Lesson 2. You can't control life, but you can control your response. Life will hit you. That isn't a possibility, it's a guarantee. You will be rejected. You will lose money. You will be betrayed. You will watch plans collapse in front of you. You will face pain you never asked for. I learned that the hard way. You can't control the economy. You can't control who gives you a chance. You can't control who walks away from you. You can't control every tragedy, every setback, every unfair moment. But there is one thing no one can take from you, your response. That is your real power. Most people react emotionally. They panic, they blame, they explode, they sink into self-pity. And then they wonder why life keeps getting worse. But a strong man, a wise person, understands something deeper. Events matter. Yes, but interpretation matters more. Two people can go through the same storm. One comes out broken, the other comes out rebuilt. Why? Because one says, why is this happening to me? The other says, what is this trying to teach me? That shift changes everything. If you control your response, you control your direction. And if you control your direction long enough, you control your destiny. Lesson 3. Tomorrow is the most dangerous lie you tell yourself. I'll start tomorrow. Those 3 words have destroyed more dreams than failure ever did. Tomorrow sounds innocent. Tomorrow sounds responsible. Tomorrow sounds like a plan. But most of the time, tomorrow is just procrastination wearing a clean suit. Tomorrow is where unfinished books go, where business ideas die, where goals are buried, where potential quietly disappears. You say you'll start the gym tomorrow, you'll make the call tomorrow, you'll apologize tomorrow, you'll save money tomorrow, you'll chase your purpose tomorrow. But tomorrow keeps moving, and every time you delay what matters, you train your mind to distrust your own word. That is devastating, because success is not only built on talent, it is built on self-trust. When you repeatedly break promises to yourself, something inside you weakens, your confidence erodes, your discipline fades, and your identity becomes smaller. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect in action. The people at the top are not always the smartest. They're often just the ones who did the hard, boring, repetitive work when nobody was watching. They got up, they kept going. They stayed consistent after motivation disappeared. That's the secret most people don't want to hear. There is no secret, just the work, done again and again, especially on the days you don't feel like doing it. Lesson 4. Your body is not a toy, it's your life support system. When you're young, you think your body will forgive anything. Late nights, no sleep, fast food, alcohol, stress, neglect, no movement, no discipline. You treat your body like a machine that can be abused forever. But one day the bill comes due. I'm 77. I know what it feels like when the body starts keeping score. The knees ache, the back stiffens, energy disappears, recovery slows down. Things you once ignored become daily reminders that time is real. And let me tell you something honest. I would trade a lot of things to feel young and strong again for just 1 hour. That's how valuable health is. You don't fully understand it when you have it. You only understand it when it begins to leave. People chase money and status while sacrificing the very body they need to enjoy it all. What's the point of building a beautiful life if you're too sick, too tired, or too broken to live it? Take care of yourself now. Not later. Now. Walk, lift weights, sleep properly, drink water, eat like your future depends on it, because it does. If you do not make time for wellness, life will eventually force you to make time for illness. And trust me, that is a much harder appointment to keep. Lesson 5. Money does matter, but the real asset is you. People love to say money doesn't matter. Usually it's the people who don't have enough of it. Money doesn't solve every problem, but lack of money creates problems that crush peace, relationships, confidence, and options. Financial stress can destroy homes. It can turn love into tension, dreams into survival, connection into constant pressure. So yes, money matters. But here is the part people miss. The greatest investment is not a stock, not a trend, not a coin, not a lucky gamble. The greatest investment is you, your skills, your discipline, your thinking, your communication, your ability to solve problems, your reputation, your reputation, your reputation, your reputation, your reputation, your mindset. If you become valuable, value follows you. Read the books, learn the skill, take the course, practice the craft, get better at something useful, because money flows toward competence. It flows toward people who can create, solve, lead, build, and adapt. The world changes fast, and if you don't keep improving yourself, you become outdated while wondering why opportunities stop knocking. Build yourself into an asset. That's the game. Lesson 6. Your family does not want more stuff. They want more of you. This one hurts me, because I got this wrong. I worked long hours. I told myself I was doing it for my family. I told myself sacrifice meant love. I believed providing was enough. So I paid the bills, bought the gifts, handled the responsibilities. But I missed the dinners, the small moments, the conversations that seemed ordinary at the time but would never come again. That is the trap. You think there will always be another evening, another recital, another game, another chance to listen more closely. But childhood is brief, and once those moments pass, they do not come back. Children rarely remember the price of what you bought them. They remember your attention, your tone, your presence, whether you looked up when they called your name. They remember whether they felt important to you. And this doesn't only apply to childhood. None. It applies to spouses, parents, friends, the people who love you quietly. Do not make the mistake of giving your best energy to the world and your leftovers to the people who would have stayed with you through anything. A company can replace you quickly. The people who love you cannot replace you. Be there, really there. Lesson 7. Tears not too late, but it is later than you think. I hear people in their 30s say they're too old to begin. People in their 40s act like life is already over. People in their 50s speak as if growth has expired. It's nonsense. As long as you are breathing, there is still room to rebuild. You can change careers, change habits, change your body, change your income, change your character, change your future. But here is the paradox. It is not too late, and yet time is still limited. Both are true. That means you should feel encouraged, but also urgent. Don't use your age as an excuse, and don't use someday as a sedative. The perfect time does not arrive. It is created by action. You don't need to know every step. You just need to take the next one. People waste years trying to feel ready. Readiness is overrated. Movement creates clarity. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates belief. Start before you feel prepared. That's how almost everything worthwhile begins. Lesson 8. Complaining is a slow form of surrender. Complaining feels productive because it sounds like honesty, but most of the time it's just surrender with words. Your boss is unfair. The economy is hard. People are fake. The system is broken. Yes, maybe all of that is true. Now what? Complaining by itself changes nothing. It only trains your mind to focus on what you cannot control. And the longer you live there, the weaker you become. I've met people with every excuse in the world who still found a way to rise. And I've met people with every advantage who collapsed because they lived in constant resentment. The difference wasn't circumstance, it was mindset. You do not build a better life by repeating what is wrong with the current one. You build it brick by brick, choice by choice, habit by habit, day by day. You may not be responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible for what happens next. That truth can feel heavy, but it's also liberating, because once you accept it, you stop waiting. Lesson 9. The people around you shape your future more than you realize. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your direction. This may sound harsh, but it's real. Some people are not just distracting you. They are draining your future. If you surround yourself with lazy people, excuses start sounding reasonable. If you surround yourself with bitter people, cynicism starts feeling intelligent. If you surround yourself with people who settle, ambition starts feeling embarrassing. Environment is powerful, stronger than motivation in many cases. You can have big dreams, but if everyone around you mocks growth, celebrates mediocrity, or lives in constant chaos, eventually that energy wears on you. Protect your mind. Spend time with people who challenge you, people who hold standards, people who live with intention, people who inspire discipline, not dysfunction. And if you don't have those people, Be that person first. Raise your own standard so high that the wrong people feel uncomfortable around it. That's not arrogance, that's alignment. Lesson 10. Pride will cost you years. Pride is expensive. It can keep you in the wrong job, the wrong relationship, the wrong habits, the wrong identity. Pride says, I don't need help. I already know. I can handle this alone. I'm fine. Meanwhile, your life is quietly cracking beneath the surface. One of the most mature things a person can do is admit the truth faster. To say I was wrong. I need to improve. I need guidance. I need to apologize. I need to change. Pride delays healing. Humility speeds it up. I lost years because I wanted to look strong instead of becoming stronger. Don't do that. There is no shame in learning late. The shame is in refusing to learn at all. Lesson 11. Most regret comes from inaction, not failure. At the end of life, people rarely say, I regret trying. More often they say, I regret not trying, not making the call, not taking the trip, not starting the thing, not telling the truth, not leaving what was killing them, not becoming who they knew they could be. Failure bruises the ego. Inaction haunts the soul. Because failure can teach you. Failure can redirect you. Failure can strengthen you. But inaction leaves you with ghosts, a lifetime of what if. That question is heavier than people realize. What if I had started? What if I had believed in myself? What if I had stopped wasting time? What if I had taken the chance? Do not build a life full of avoided risks and then call it safety. That's not safety, that's slow regret. Lesson 12. One day this will all be over. This is the final lesson, and it gives meaning to all the others. One day this ends. Your routines, your worry, your plan, your delays, your excuses, your arguments, your distractions. One day all of it stops, and strangely enough that truth is not depressing. It is clarifying. Because once you remember life is finite, you stop treating your days like loose change. You stop assuming you can always do it later. You stop wasting years on things that don't matter. You begin to ask better questions. Does this matter? Is this worth my time? Am I becoming the person I want to be? Am I living in a way that would make me proud if this chapter ended sooner than I expected? That awareness sharpens life. It wakes you up. I look at pictures of my younger self sometimes. I see energy. I see time. I see potential. And I also see a man who thought life was much longer than it really was. You, right now, may still have what I no longer do. You may still have time, energy, strength, options. That makes you rich in ways you do not yet understand. Don't waste that wealth. So here is my plea to you. Do not wait until your hair turns gray, until your body slows down, until the room gets quiet, until regret gets louder than distraction, to finally start living on purpose. Take responsibility. Guard your health. Value your family. Build your skills. Control your response. Stop delaying your life. Stop feeding excuses. Stop acting like time is unlimited, because it isn't. You do not need a new year. You do not need permission. You do not need perfect conditions. You need a decision, a real one, the kind that changes how you live when this video ends. So start today, not next week, not when you feel confident, not when life becomes easier. Today, Because one day you will look back at this season of your life and realize it was either the moment you kept drifting or the moment you finally woke up. The choice is still yours. For now,